Get ready for electrifying updates. The automotive world is buzzing, and we're bringing you the fastest, freshest news you need to know. From game-changing prices to innovative tech, buckle up, because this is ElectroDrive news. We've got the inside scoop on the most affordable electric car to hit U.S. shores. Plus, a deep dive into the falling battery prices that are powering the EV revolution, and a look at California's bold new plan to boost electric vehicle adoption. And finally, a critical update on how new tariffs could impact your favorite rides. You won't want to miss a second of this. Stick around. America's newest budget EV champion arrives. The automotive landscape is constantly shifting, and the latest development sees a familiar name reemerging with a powerful statement on affordability. This is the story of the next-generation Nissan Leaf, a vehicle that is not just making waves for its updated design, but is poised to redefine accessibility in the electric vehicle market in the United States. Nissan has officially pulled back the curtain on the pricing for its next-generation Leaf, and the figures are turning heads. Industry, reports, and manufacturer statements indicate that the new Leaf is set to become the most budget-friendly electric car available on U.S. soil. This is a significant achievement, especially in an era marked by global inflation and rising production costs. The manufacturer has proudly declared that the Leaf now boasts the lowest suggested retail price of any electric car currently on the market in the country, a claim that positions it as a frontrunner for value-conscious consumers. The Telegraph reports this significant development, highlighting Nissan's commitment to making electric mobility more attainable. While the final price for the base S trim level is still under wraps, Nissan has already confirmed that the S Plus trim will be priced just under the $30,000 mark. This is a remarkable feat, considering the enhancements and increased range offered by this model. For context, the SV Plus trim level, which is the only one with a directly comparable predecessor, has seen a price reduction. The new SV Plus starts at $34,230, which is nearly $2,000 less than the 2025 model it replaces. This price cut is particularly noteworthy as it comes with substantial upgrades, including a greater driving range and a more generous suite of standard features, demonstrating Nissan's strategy to offer more for less. The technological heart of the new Leaf lies in its battery system. The S Plus, SV Plus, and Platinum Plus trims are equipped with a larger 75 kWh battery, enabling an impressive EPA-estimated range of up to 480 miles on a single charge. Complementing this robust battery is a more potent 215 horsepower engine, offering a more dynamic driving experience. The base S trim, while featuring a slightly smaller 52 kWh battery and a 174 horsepower engine, still represents an improvement over the outgoing base model, ensuring that efficiency and performance are balanced across the lineup. In terms of charging infrastructure and convenience, Nissan has made a significant move by equipping every Leaf model sold in the U.S. with a NACS port. This integration grants drivers access to Tesla's extensive supercharger network, a move that greatly expands charging options and reduces range anxiety. Furthermore, all Leaf models will support vehicle-to-customer (V2L) functionality, allowing the car's battery to power external devices, adding another layer of utility. The exterior redesign sees the Leaf transition into a fastback crossover body style. This new silhouette is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also more aerodynamic, measuring 17.5 inches longer than the hatchback it supersedes. Standard LED lighting across all trims enhances visibility and modernizes the look, while the top-tier Platinum Plus trim receives exclusive Nissan Z-inspired taillights, adding a sporty flair. Inside, Nissan has focused on maximizing cabin space and comfort. The flat floor design contributes to a more open and airy feel, complemented by newly designed seats for enhanced ergonomics. The digital cockpit features dual 12.3-inch screens on the S and S Plus trims, while the SV Plus and Platinum Plus models boast larger, more immersive 14.3-inch screens, providing drivers with a wealth of information and entertainment options at their fingertips. This strategic pricing and feature-rich package position the next generation Nissan Leaf as a compelling option for a wide range of consumers looking to transition to electric mobility without breaking the bank. The market's reaction is anticipated to be strong, with analysts predicting it will significantly boost EV adoption rates. But what if the falling prices of a crucial EV component could make electric cars even more accessible? Next, we're diving deep into the economics of electric vehicle batteries and what it means for the future of driving. The battery price plunge, fueling the electric vehicle boom. In the complex ecosystem of electric vehicles, the traction battery stands as the undisputed heavyweight champion in terms of value and technological significance. Recent trends reveal a dramatic and continuous decline in battery cell prices, a phenomenon that is not merely a favorable market fluctuation, but a fundamental economic driver accelerating the global adoption of electric mobility. This isn't just about environmental consciousness. It's about making electric vehicles economically viable and increasingly attractive across diverse markets. Once considered a distant aspiration, the prospect of battery cells becoming as affordable as they are today was almost unthinkable a decade or 15 years ago. However, what was once a visionary goal is now a tangible reality, and the trajectory suggests even better days ahead with prices projected to continue their downward trend, albeit at a more moderate pace. Industry insiders point to a significant market shift occurring around 2 years ago. The battery cell trade transitioned from a seller's market, where suppliers held the pricing power, to a buyer's market, where escalating demand dictates terms. This pivotal change is crucial for the widespread adoption of electric vehicles, as the cost of the battery pack is the most significant factor influencing the overall economic viability of an EV. While other components like motors and power electronics are essential, the battery's price is the ultimate determinant for widespread economic competitiveness. This economic advantage is precisely why electric cars are becoming increasingly inevitable. As affordability grows across more market segments and use cases, the economic case for switching from internal combustion engines becomes undeniably stronger. The current market situation reflects this reality, with EVs steadily gaining ground. To quantify this shift, expert analysis from Inez Miller of the P3 Group highlights current cost benchmarks for automotive manufacturers. For lithium iron phosphate (LFP) cells, costs are hovering around €54 per kilowatt-hour (kWh), while nickel manganese cobalt (NMC) cells are priced at approximately €58 per kWh. These figures represent a staggering reduction compared to 2022, when LFP cells cost around €127 per kWh and NMC cells were priced at €140 per kWh, during a period of high lithium demand and pandemic-related supply chain disruptions. To illustrate the impact, consider a vehicle like the Kia EV3, which boasts an 81 kWh battery and offers a range exceeding 600 kilometers. For such a vehicle, the manufacturer's battery cost would be in the vicinity of €4,700. This contrasts sharply with the Kia Soul EV from 2015, which had a mere 27 kWh battery. In just 10 years, the energy density and capacity have tripled, while costs have become significantly more manageable. Miller's forecast indicates a further price reduction of 10 to 15% by 2030. This continued decline is attributed to several factors, including expanded manufacturing capacities, advancements in production processes, and refinements in cell chemistry. However, a persistent challenge for European battery manufacturers is the cost advantage enjoyed by Chinese producers. Even after accounting for export costs and regulatory requirements like the battery passport, cells imported from China remain over 20% cheaper than those manufactured in Europe, regardless of whether the factory is Chinese or European-owned. Despite this cost disparity, demand for batteries in Europe is projected to surge, from approximately 0.3 terawatt-hours (TWh) annually to around 1.6 TWh by 2035, a more than five-fold increase. Passenger cars are expected to account for roughly 70% of this demand, with commercial vehicles and home storage solutions making up the remainder. For automotive manufacturers like Volkswagen, designing affordable entry-level models such as the projected ID1, with a target price of around €20,000, hinges on anticipating future battery costs. If a 30 kWh battery pack, for instance, costs around €1,500 at €50/kWh, it becomes feasible. Offering a premium version with a larger 55 kWh battery for an additional €1,250, which can command a significantly higher vehicle price, presents a highly attractive profit proposition for the manufacturer. The automotive industry's ability to generate profits from electric car sales is intrinsically linked to these falling battery prices. While the profitability compared to internal combustion engine vehicles is a subject of ongoing discussion, the dramatic decrease in battery costs is undeniably enhancing the financial case for EVs. Volkswagen's ambition to match combustion engine vehicle profit margins with its MEB small platform, starting in 2026, for models like the ID2 and ID2X, suggests that EVs can indeed be as profitable as their gasoline counterparts, particularly in price-sensitive segments. This economic reality challenges any lingering industry self-pity regarding EV profitability. The simplicity of electric powertrains, compared to the complex mechanical systems of many combustion engines, suggests even greater profit potential in the premium segments. However, the cost advantage of European battery production remains a concern, reinforcing China's dominance and raising strategic dependence issues. Diversifying supply chains, potentially through collaborations with countries like Canada, is essential. Yet, the overarching trend is clear. Battery prices have fallen, and this trend will continue, making internal combustion engine cars increasingly uncompetitive with each passing day. But what happens when government policies directly influence your choice of vehicle? Stay tuned as we explore California's innovative approach to incentivizing electric car purchases. California's bold move to champion electric vehicles. In a political climate where federal support for electric vehicles, EVs, appears increasingly uncertain, California is stepping forward with a proactive and ambitious plan to ensure the continued growth of zero-emission transportation within its borders. With federal incentives like the $7,500 EV tax credit facing potential reductions and state-level emissions policies encountering federal friction, the California Air Resources Board (CARB) is proposing innovative solutions to backfill these gaps and maintain momentum. The new administration's stance on EVs has signaled a departure from the previous administration's pro-electric vehicle policies. This shift has led to concerns about the future of federal EV subsidies and the broader implications for state-specific emissions standards. However, CARB, under the guidance of Governor Gavin Newsom, is not backing down. Instead, the agency is advocating for the creation of a state-specific system designed to reward consumers for choosing electric vehicles, effectively countering the potential decline in federal support. CARB's recommendations are centered on implementing a robust incentive program that could include point-of-sale rebates, vouchers, or other forms of tax credits. The core idea is to directly address the affordability aspect of EV ownership, which has been a critical factor in driving sales. By providing these incentives at the point of purchase, California aims to ensure that consumers continue to see EVs as an economically attractive option, thereby sustaining the progress made in zero-emission vehicle adoption. An August report sent to Governor Newsom emphasizes that such programs are vital components of the state's zero-emission vehicle (ZEV) strategy, offering multi-year market certainty and tangible benefits to consumers that influence their purchasing decisions. These recommendations stem from Governor Newsom's June executive order, which underscores California's commitment to maintaining its clean transportation objectives. Beyond direct consumer incentives, CARB is also exploring other avenues to bolster the EV ecosystem. These include allocating funds for additional charging infrastructure specifically for commercial EVs, enhancing access to zero-emission vehicles for low-income communities, and continuing to permit electrified vehicle owners access to high-occupancy vehicle (HOV) lanes. Furthermore, CARB is proposing stronger consumer protection measures to build greater confidence in the EV market, ensuring recourse for buyers if issues arise. The rapid response from CARB highlights a determined effort to counteract what they perceive as a regression in federal environmental policy. California has historically led the nation in setting its own stringent emissions standards, with many other states adopting similar regulations. However, the approval process for these state-specific rules has become more contentious under the current federal administration. California has already faced setbacks, including the federal government's withdrawal of its authority to mandate commercial vehicle emissions standards and the non-renewal of a waiver that allowed low-emission vehicles to use HOV lanes under specific conditions. The state's persistent focus on air quality is well documented, with CARB data indicating that 5 of the 10 most polluted cities in the U.S. are located within California. CARB Chair Lyon Randolph has been vocal about the state's forward-thinking approach. As federal agencies move backward, we are moving forward with a set of actions to expand clean and zero-emission vehicle adoption across all vehicle types, Randolph stated. She noted that there is significant advocacy for incentive programs with no income or MSRP limits, while others prefer programs targeted at low and medium-income residents with an MSRP cap. This indicates a nuanced discussion within the state about the most effective way to structure these new incentives. While the exact details of California's new incentive program are still being finalized, the state's determination to remain at the forefront of EV adoption is clear. Randolph has indicated that California could potentially match the federal $7,500 tax credit or offer a different amount, depending on available resources and stakeholder input. Crucially, California is expected to reaffirm its commitment to the 2035 target for 100% zero-emission new vehicle sales. Currently, 1 in 5 new cars sold in California are ZEVs, and over 2 million zero-emission vehicles are already operating on the state's roads. Randolph expressed confidence that the state will uphold its ambitious goals, despite potential pushback from manufacturers concerned about meeting the timeline. This proactive stance solidifies California's role as a leader in the transition to sustainable transportation. But what if the very materials used to build EVs and enhance performance could soon come with a much higher price tag? We're looking at new tariffs that could significantly impact the cost of automotive parts, including those for electric vehicles and aftermarket modifications. Tariff tensions, how new trade rules could reshape auto costs. The intricate world of international trade and domestic policy often creates unexpected ripples, and a recent set of decisions regarding steel and aluminum products is a prime example. These decisions, aimed at bolstering domestic manufacturing and addressing trade imbalances, have the potential to significantly increase the cost of essential components for both electric vehicles, EVs, and popular aftermarket automotive modifications, creating a complex economic puzzle for consumers and manufacturers alike. While it might seem that environmental policy is being sidelined, the reality is that various government initiatives can sometimes work at cross purposes. The current administration's focus on increasing domestic production of raw materials like steel and aluminum through substantial tariffs is one such instance. These materials are fundamental building blocks for the automotive industry, essential for everything from the chassis and body of electric cars to the intricate components of high-performance exhaust systems. The rationale behind such tariffs often centers on national security and economic independence, aiming to reduce reliance on foreign suppliers and stimulate domestic job growth. However, building a robust domestic manufacturing base for these energy-intensive materials cannot happen overnight. The United States currently has a limited number of active aluminum smelters, operated by companies like Alcoa and Century Aluminum. According to their recent earnings calls, these companies have not indicated plans to increase production or restart idled capacity solely based on the imposition of tariffs, citing the potential volatility of trade policies as a deterrent to significant investment decisions. A new rule implemented this week expands the scope of these tariffs, targeting not just raw materials, but also finished products that incorporate steel or aluminum. This means that imported goods, including a vast array of automotive parts, will face a 50% tariff on their steel and aluminum content. This move is expected to raise the overall effective tariff rate on a broad spectrum of imports, impacting over 400 product codes and representing billions of dollars in trade value. Significantly, the tariffs now explicitly include imported parts for automotive exhaust systems and electrical steel, a critical component for electric vehicle motors and components. This decision has sent a clear signal to the automotive industry, which relies heavily on global supply chains. A group of foreign automakers had previously urged the administration to reconsider imposing tariffs on automotive parts, highlighting the existing lack of sufficient domestic capacity to meet current demand. Their concerns are rooted in the practical reality that a sudden shift to domestic sourcing could lead to significant production bottlenecks and price increases. The potential consequences are far-reaching. For consumers looking to purchase new electric vehicles, the increased cost of components could translate into higher sticker prices. Similarly, enthusiasts who customize their vehicles with aftermarket exhausts may find their beloved modifications becoming considerably more expensive. This situation underscores the delicate balance between trade policy objectives and the economic impact on consumer goods. Adding another layer of complexity, the article also touches upon unrelated but significant developments in the EV sector. Tesla is facing a class action lawsuit in California over its self-driving claims, a ruling that could set a precedent for how automakers are held accountable for their marketing promises. Furthermore, VinFast, the Vietnamese automaker, has opened its first dealership in California, signaling a strategic shift away from its pure direct sales model in the U.S. market. Amazon's entry into the used car space is also mentioned, though early indications suggest it has yet to make a significant impact. These diverse news items collectively paint a picture of a rapidly evolving automotive industry, shaped by technological advancements, evolving consumer preferences, and the ever-present influence of trade and regulatory policies. The impact of these new tariffs on the price and availability of automotive components, particularly for EVs and aftermarket parts, remains a key development to watch. That's a wrap on our main stories for today. But before you go, we'll give you a quick recap of everything we covered. And that's a wrap on another packed episode of ElectroDrive News. We saw the new Nissan Leaf arrive as the cheapest EV in the US, learned how falling battery prices are making EVs more accessible than ever, explored California's plan to create its own EV incentives, and warned about new tariffs that could drive up the cost of car parts. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to ElectroDrive News for all your automotive updates, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and follow us on all our social channels.